Today we are going to discuss about the global warming. So let's get started. So first of all, let's see what is global warming is. Global warming is the rising temperature of Earth's atmosphere. Okay. Let's talk about why it is dangerous. Temperatures have been rising negatively, impacting people, animals and plants and other environment. So it's very dangerous. Let's talk about the effects of global warming. First thing is polar ice cap melting, and this causes to sea levels to rise very high degrees. The second one is animal species become extinct. So here you can see polar bears could become extinct faster than was fair. They are increasingly struggling to find enough food to survive as climate change transports their environment. And here you can see some of lands are in a high risk to have major floods. You can see some cities. These places can disappear due to flooding. Let's watch a YouTube video about global warming.
The Earth and the Moon are basically the same distance from the Sun, yet temperatures on the Moon average an unlivable negative 18 degrees Celsius. And even deadlier, they range from negative 170 Celsius during lunar night to 100 Celsius at lunar noon, regularly exceeding both the coldest and hottest temperatures ever recorded on Earth. And while the days and nights on the Moon are about 14 times longer than those on Earth, our planet's relatively fast rotation isn't what spares us from those loony temperatures. What protects us is our atmosphere. By day, it serves as a shield, blocking out the most harmful and energetic of the sun's rays and about 1/3 of the less intense but visible light. At the same time, it traps the infrared radiation, aka heat, radiating out from Earth's sun-warmed surface, keeping us from freezing solid at night. In order for our atmosphere to absorb any kind of radiation, it needs to have some electrically charged particles for passing electromagnetic waves to push around. And most of our atmosphere is made up of gas molecules that don't have an electric charge. They all have a balanced number of positive protons and negative electrons. But some molecules hold most of their negatively charged electrons closer to one side, lending them a lopsidedness that can jiggle back and forth to absorb the energy of incoming infrared rays. For example, water, ozone, and nitrous oxide are all electrically lopsided, so they all absorb infrared radiation. Then there are gases like carbon dioxide and methane. On paper, neither molecule looks lopsided, so it doesn't seem like they should be able to absorb any radiating heat. But in reality, gas molecules aren't motionless. They crash into each other billions of times per second, knocking each other in different directions and also into different modes of rotation and vibration. And it turns out that both carbon dioxide and methane spend most of their time shaking it in electrically lopsided ways, allowing them to absorb infrared rays and help insulate the Earth. Even though many different kinds of molecules can absorb infrared radiation, the vast majority of our atmosphere can't, because it's made of nitrogen and oxygen, which don't get lopsided even when they are vibrating. They're too symmetric. Nevertheless, the lopsided 1% are such good infrared absorbers that they manage to intercept about 90% of Earth's outgoing heat. Each captured ray gets pinged around the atmosphere, and most end up returning to the surface at least once before escaping to space. We don't need to visit the Moon during frigid lunar night to know just how important the game of radiation pinball is for Earth. Ice records from our own coldest climate show that small natural variations in atmospheric carbon dioxide produce relatively big changes in temperature. They also show that, compared to the last 800,000 years, the game today is much, much harder.
Okay. let's see what are the solutions for this. In a survey of Americans, 30% of them don't believe in global warming. And 60% of them think global warming is not dangerous. And 9% of the scientists say global warming is true. So you can understand a lot of people don't know about this global warming, and this is very critical thing, and we have to find a better solution for this global warming. And here are the things we can do to to minimize the global warming. We can switch to clean energy and use less power and travel green and conserve water and reduce waste. By doing those things, we can directly contribute to reduce the global warming. So finally, what I have to say is we don't have much time to save our planet, so we must work hard for save our planet for a better future. Thank you.